the Honorable Mark R. Warner, United States Senator from Virginia.
Good afternoon. Well, I am so honored to be here with so many fellow Virginians and this enormous group of John's family. For me, this feels like it's full circle. I just gotten elected governor. And for those of you non-Virginians, as Jim knows and Glenn knows, the governor's mansion sits right on Capitol Square. So your front yard is Capitol Square. And my youngest daughter at that point was in second grade. And she and my wife, Lisa, were walking around Capitol Square. And at that point in time, 2002, we're not talking about forever ago, 2002, there were a lot of statues on Capitol Square. Every one of them of a dead white man. And most of them a dead Confederate white man. So my daughter, who had just gotten, a civil rights lesson at school, says, where's Rosa Parks? Lisa, being smart enough, said, well, Rosa Parks not from Virginia. But she came back and we started talking about it. And I had the honor, because of people like Louise Lucas and dearly departed Henry Marsh and Carl Eggleston, to have been a supporter of the restoration of the Moton Museum. So I've learned the story of Barbara Johns, how at 16, I think the family shared with me at times, against the advice of most of her elders, against the advice of some of the clergy, she'd said, I'm not going to stay in this second-class school. As one of our other former governors said, Doug Wilder, if the thing is right, the time is right. So Barbara Johns led that walkout that led into the case that we've talked about. Matter of fact, if the Supreme Court had not chosen Kansas as the place, the Brown decision might have been known as the Davis decision. But as Bobby just indicated, so much of our history is sometimes a step forward and then a step backwards. And in the very location where Moton High School was, and not just in Prince Edward County, in places across Virginia, including Northern Virginia, including Hampton Roads, a whole lot of school divisions decided to close their doors rather than integrate. And for 5 years, a lot of African-American Virginians didn't get access to any education. But again, kind of taking a little bit of pride here, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Leader, in Virginia, we do have a tendency to sometimes still get it right. So I was very proud during the end of my term, we were able to secure millions of dollars to make sure that everyone who had been denied that education got a scholarship from the Commonwealth of Virginia to try to make things at least partially right. I will remind some of the legislators who are here, the first time y'all turned me down, and I got a private donation, then guilted you into it on the second time. But I want to also echo what has already been working with Tim Kaine and Ralph Northam and so many people here to create the commission, and again to Louise and John and others, to pick who should represent Virginians here in Statuary Hall. And as the Governor Youngkin has said, I can't think of a more fitting Virginia hero, but also a more fitting American hero than Barbara Rose Johns. It's been a long journey. Congratulations to the Johns family and all who've been part of it.